In my decades-long experience of shopping at major stores, I'm talking chain stores, whose owners and CEOs and stockholders, they all have money, okay? Of major stores, major grocery stores, major chain stores, okay? That are often even in other states. My supermarket that I go to here, different ones, whatever, aren't where Joe is. But Walmart and Target sure as fuck are, right? I'm talking major stores where I've done significant business throughout my lifetime. CVS, okay? Done significant business, but grocery stores that become my primary store to shop at, oh my God. Huge, huge customer. As are most people. Most people don't go from store to store to store, even though there are a number of grocery stores to choose from in Massachusetts, okay? People find one they like and they stick to it, as I've done, as my mom has done, and then you, once in a while, might go to other ones, you know, if the opportunity arises, okay? And in my lifetime of shopping at these major stores, I'm not talking about mom and pop stores, I'm talking about major chain stores, the policy, which is a wise one, all things considered, because it all comes out in the wash, has always been to give your customers the benefit of the doubt, with the exception if a customer becomes known to engage in egregious behavior, okay? Egregious behavior would be, for example, at CVS, those extra bucks things. There is somebody that you know is constantly buying all kinds of products, because CVS offers, extra bucks on every fucking thing. CVS offers extra bucks on every fucking thing, yet the only thing I've ever got extra bucks on at CVS is makeup, and makeup is always a crapshoot ever since they came up with that, which also benefits them, that no questions asked, money back guarantee. A lot of us are trying makeup and feeling good about that we can return it. They let you return it within the 2 months time period, and they say you can return it so long as it's like, I think it's something like not more than 50% gone or some such shit. But I don't ever do that. Whenever I've returned makeup, on the rare occasions I've returned makeup to CVS, I return it like right away. I know immediately if I like a lipstick, I return it as soon as possible, okay? Which is exactly, it was within a few days what I did with that fucking lipstick that CVS manager, female, meeting me for the very first time, humiliated me in front of a line full of people in back of me. Humiliated me. Made me feel worthless and low and small. Like, where are the extra bucks supposed to be attached to here? Meanwhile, since they've done extra bucks for over a decade, no one has ever asked, when you've returned a product, where the extra bucks are attached to the receipt. Okay? They never have, ever. But even when I tried to say that to her, she shot me down. She's like, well, they're not doing their job then. All this crap that I know is not true, because I went and investigated and found out that I was right. But again, if you are known to engage in egregious behavior is not one time that somebody returns a lipstick, and if you knew you were you might return this, why did you use the extra bucks? Go fuck yourself up, you ugly, arrogant cunt. Okay? And in my case, I had actually thought I was going to keep the lipstick. I really honestly thought that. But I also thought nothing of spending the extra bucks, because too many times I forget to spend them. They get wet, they get ripped in my purse, I don't use them. It all comes out in the wash. She's meeting me for the first time and is going to assume in her pea-brain, you're not supposed to alienate customers. It's such bad customer service unless they're known to engage in egregious behavior. That would be there are people that try doing that. Because I talked to somebody who works at CVS before, not the one I go to, but one when I was living with that guy and his fucking dangerous, deadly fucking dog, and nearly killed my Oma in front of me. Bobby and Max. Anyhow, and they were saying, yeah, there are people who will constantly buy makeup, get the extra bucks, return it, keep the extra bucks. But if you know someone who constantly does that with makeup or constantly does it with all kinds of products, again, the only products I've ever received extra bucks on are makeup, what else? Just beauty things, maybe toothpaste, maybe, not much. I don't do much shopping at CVS, and I don't buy things that give you extra bucks, except for makeup. Makeup constantly gives you extra bucks, okay? And they know that people are going to return the makeup. You give customers the benefit of the doubt, okay? So that CVS manager a couple months ago or so treated me like total fucking shit. Right? She was female. And again, she doesn't know me to engage in egregious behavior at that CVS or any CVS because I don't. I never have. And you don't even know me. You've never met me. You're just a fucking cunt who has a stick up her ass and is going to just assume and just intentionally make me feel humiliated. And now we flash forward to months later, but not that much later. The wounds have not healed from the CVS incident, where this grocery store that I have been shopping at, oh my God, am I a huge customer at this store? Because I don't just do, even when I was at Joe's, I was having online deliveries for my mother. Regular online deliveries, okay? And before that, we had some online. I've been shopping at this store in this area forever, for over a decade. And since I go out for walks, I've also stopped in the store if I feel like having some kind of specialty drink that costs a few dollars. If I feel like stopping and buying, little things here and there on the way home from my walk. I mean, I've done so much business at this store. So much business. So to be treated like I was treated a few days ago, and I'm not even over the CVS incident, by managers no less. Again, the one who called himself a front-end manager was nice to me over the phone, told me, and I would never ask, and I told him, I said the whole thing, I called up. It was just a few days, and it was days before it was set to expire, the organic squash, okay, that comes in a pre-prep package and it's expensive. I called him up, I said, I went to go, and it just happened because I'm in hell. It happens to be him on the phone and him who I saw when I finally returned the stuff, and he didn't know who I was on the phone. I called up, and I wanted to talk to a manager. And he's like, they're all busy. I'm like, well, I want to talk to a manager. He's like, well, I'm a manager. You're an actual manager? Well, I'm a front-end manager, which to me is probably just like a glorified supervisor. Okay? I wanted the real store manager. But anyway, this person, I explained about the squash. I said I wanted to go and make this squash for my dinner. I just bought it a few days ago, and it doesn't expire for a few days. And it's slimy. And he's like, oh, well, you can bring it in and get double your money back. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I wasn't even thinking about double my money back. I was just thinking about getting my money back for the damn squash, and that I can't make it for dinner. I said to him, I don't have a car, so I can't get in here right away. Because I was afraid that it might not be, I couldn't get in there. She's eating and drinking normally again, but she's still moping around and crying and not going. Anyhow, I didn't know if I'd be able to get there in time before the expiration date on the product, okay? I explained that ahead of time. I called, I marked his name down. Remember when he didn't know who I was, it's, oh yeah, no problem, just you can come in and bring the squash and we'll give you double your money back. When he didn't know who I was over the phone. He doesn't know who I am he doesn't know my voice. He's a kid. He hasn't been working there for as long as I've been shopping there. For all I know, he's 20-something, and when I first started shopping there, he was a young teenager. I don't know. Doesn't look very old, anyway. But when he didn't know who I was, it was no problem. You can come in and get double your money back. Okay? Well, in the meantime, again, the same day I'd purchased the squash, I had also bought 3 packages of organic lemons that are notorious for being on the shelf, and me having to tell the produce people, these lemons are bad, they're already rotten, or they're soft and about to go rotten. Do you have any in the back, or whatever, okay? So it's not out of the realm of possibility that one of the packages of lemons could go bad. I've had the lemons delivered before, and one's bad in the package and 2 are not, but I still get those 2 for free. They throw away the bad one and they'll give you double your money back. That's just reality. It's how it goes. I didn't have this store that no other stores in Massachusetts have, the double money back guarantee, okay? But I could be lying through my teeth, so could anybody. When you call on the phone about anything, you could lie all the time. You can make everything up. I'm not. Never, ever, ever. Not with markets, not with anything I've ever had delivered, okay? Anything I've had delivered, any markets, anything, I'm not making it up. So after I talked to him about the squash, like the very next, I talked to him at night about the squash, so the very next day, I noticed that, because I've already been eating a lemon a day, and again, it's not like I'm trying to return 3 packages, okay? I found that one of the lemons had gone bad, and again, if you buy a package of lemons, buy a package of anything, and one is bad, buy a big thing of potatoes and one is bad, you get your money back on the whole thing. That's how it works, okay? You get your money back on the whole thing, right? He didn't bother looking in. Okay, first of all, I had no idea that these people don't like me. It never crossed my mind that they don't like me. So in the meantime, I found out, unfortunately, that my package of lemons had gone bad, or 1 lemon had gone bad. But again, I'm not going to ever, I wouldn't just eat 2 lemons and then return the 1 bad lemon, okay? But this, when I walked up with my squash and my lemons, and I started in on my usual friendly story, I got, but this person's not friendly anyway. He's never friendly, but now he's hostile towards me, okay? Because again, crime of the century, once in a while under their policy, that's every store's policy, major block store that I know of, Walmart, Target, any of the grocery stores, this store, grocery store, where you get double money back. I'm sorry, when you get a free item if it rings up wrong on the shelf, okay? Is it my fault things are ringing up wrong? No, it's not. It's not. It's not my fault. It's not my fault if every time I go to that store, if I could go to this, I don't go to the store every day. I don't go to the store even every other day. But whatever. Anytime I go to the store, something rings up wrong, that's not my fault. I still have a right to get it free under the goddamn policy. And at your discretion doesn't mean you've decided that somebody has legitimately got things free too many times, so you're not going to do it anymore. That's not what at your discretion means. It means if you suspect somebody's changing signs or doing, shady things, it's not my fault if things ring up wrong. There's no, it all comes out in the wash. Because every time, I'm spending so much money at that store, and I wish nothing rung up wrong. I really do. Anyhow, I didn't know who he was when I talked to him on the phone. He didn't know who I was. I come up and I'm like, before I saw his name tag, I'm like, hi, yeah, I talked to so and so on the phone the other day and explained that I went and went to cook this squash and it was all slimy and I couldn't cook it and I told him I said I didn't have a car so I wasn't able to get in right away and return it. And now of course now of course it's past 1 day past its expiration date. Again, your job working in these stores is not to form opinions about customers unless it's egregious behavior. And then I said, and the next day I found out that my lemons, I had purchased 3 packages of lemons, but, and I'm joking. I'm like, it's not too, one of my packages went bad. It's not too bad that 1 lemon out of 9 went bad. Now, he's, without even looking in my bag, he's just assuming, because he doesn't like me, that I returned 1 lemon, which I would never do, never, ever. I wouldn't do that, ever. If I open up a package of something, and then 1 lemon, then it's my bad luck, okay? I hadn't started eating these lemons yet, and again, I couldn't get in right away, but they went bad quickly, too quickly. I'm eating a lemon a day, they shouldn't have gone bad that quickly, okay? But regardless, if they do, then you honor the money back and the double money back. But anyway, he's assuming I brought back 1 lemon. He's just already hating me. He's thinking, I know what he's thinking, or he wouldn't have treated me that way. He's thinking in his puny brain, oh, this is that one who gets the free items. This is that one who makes our lives harder by bringing up tons and tons of Breakstone cottage cheeses, doubles that are on the shelves that are expired. Yeah, not 1 day expired. Sometimes I've gotten them off the shelves and they're weeks expired. And you want to know why I take the time to go through them all and bring them all up that are expired? I buy all different flavors. You want to know why I do that? A, because if they're weeks on the shelf and I don't say anything, the next time I'm in there, they're still going to be sitting on the fucking shelf. B, I don't want customers who don't have the time or don't think to look at dates to bring home spoiled cottage cheese. It's not like an expired can on the shelf. It's cottage cheese. It spoils. I'm a troublemaker because I asked to speak to the manager, and I do it. I did it one time with because it makes me mad when there's 20, 25, 30, when they're all sitting on the shelf, all expired, and it wasn't that they expired the day before. Some of them expired a week before. That makes me upset because if I come in again to buy the product, I know they'll still be sitting there. If they've been sitting there sometimes for weeks, it makes me upset. I take the time to bring them up, and sometimes to ask to speak to a manager to point it out to the manager what's going on. I also did it with that cow cheese, whatever that cow cheese is. There's a ton of flavors of that, and there were a ton of those. And I have to go through and look at each date, trying to find what I want to buy. Okay, if I keep finding expired, it's annoying for me. I don't want to have to do it the next time. So I take the time then to get them all off the shelf so then they put new product on. And if they are trying to do it on purpose and sell it and do whatever, then I'm catching them, And otherwise, if it's just a mistake on the part of whatever, the fact is, so I have a reputation for doing that. Because even when I called down, so this guy, now he's hostile towards me, and he's hostile towards me because now he knows who I am, and now he's thinking, oh, she's probably making this all up to get the double money back. She threw in the lemons for good measure. That's why in the end I told the real manager when I was talking on the phone, and he said, it's not the first incident you've had with him. I said he could take his $4. Because remember, I'm automatically going to get back the regular money for the product I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back the whole thing. I have every right to get my money back. So the discrepancy is between $4 fucking dollars that this motherfucking arrogant asshole who was hostile towards me, who who's now slandering me, can shove it up the $4 up his ass, his arrogant ass. Now you're going to threaten my associate? And he never got the last names and he hung up on me. Yeah, but did I threaten him or say anything to you in the very beginning? No, it's when you're still making excuses. When I said you made excuses for him, I didn't make excuses. Still not trying to smooth over, still not assuring me that I'm a valued customer. I said, yeah, you did. You said he's probably just having a bad day. Why? How is that not making excuses for him instead of saying to me, I'm sorry he did that to you. We value we value you as a customer. Any of the above. You are, and then on the phone he still said, I didn't make excuses for him. I took him upstairs and gave him a written warning. Okay, but in front of me you didn't give me the common, even just reassuring me at all that you said he's probably just having a bad day, and I don't know that you reprimanded him at all. I don't expect you to do it in front of me. I expect you to ignore him standing there and make me feel better about being mistreated by him, and you didn't do it, and then you denied it over the phone. And then you said this is not the first incident I've had with him, and I haven't ever. The last time, again, was years ago that I returned any kind of partial product to this store. They sometimes have that damn double money back guarantee, and sometimes they don't. They don't always have it. And even when you don't know if they've had it or not, if you go and return something pre-pandemic years ago and someone doesn't give it to you, you feel like you're trying to get away with something if you ask, am I going to get that? So I've never pushed it, and it's very rare that I've returned anything. Occasionally produce, occasionally meat. And occasionally I've gotten the double money back guarantee. I never even know if it's in play. I don't even ask. Sometimes I've gotten it, sometimes I haven't. This was years and years ago. So when this motherfucker and his manager just automatically says that to me, again, ganging up on me, he's saying, this is not the first incident you've had with him. Yeah, a few days ago, last week, I got a free drink under your store's policy. That's every major store's policy that I've found, where I get the drink for free because it rang up wrong on the shelf. That's the so-called incident that periodically has taken place. It's not me returning it because I haven't done it. I have not returned any bad produce or meat or anything to this store in years. So you're slandering me. And I deserve and expect a detailed description of the so-called incidents that I've had with this person that you're going to parrot back to me over the phone. Anyway, back to that. So I can already feel the hostility emanating from this front desk manager. Now he knows who I am, and now he's churning around in his brain thinking that I'm doing this all on purpose, and now I've thrown in the lemons for good measure. Okay? So when he says to me, you're getting back this much, I said, aren't I getting double money back on the lemons? He's like, no, you're not getting double money back on the lemons. Like, cold, cruel, hostile. I'm like, why not? And he says, because you just returned one lemon. One lemon was bad. I said, I returned the package of lemons. I didn't return just one lemon. And then he goes, and he points up to his sign. Like, it's at our discretion. It's at our discretion that if to give you that double money back guarantee or not. Oh my God. I cannot believe you treated me this way the night after the day before, and I did a $200 online order. You're gonna make me feel like a worthless low piece of shit over $4 fucking dollars. And in the end, he's like, he probably said something like, I'm going to give it to you, but it's at our discretion. See, it's at our discretion. So then I said, can you call your manager, please? And I would have liked to talk to the manager alone, not in front of him. But again, when I explained what was happening, all the manager said, oh, he's probably just having a bad day, and, yeah, having a bad day, making me feel low and worthless, and saying it's at our discretion, and acting like I'm trying to pull one over on your store, acting like I'm doing all this to get 4 fucking dollars. When I'm a fucking 10-year customer. Which I do throw around because it's true. I can't believe it. Long-time customer at that CVS with that manager. It's regular employees, it's one thing, but it's management. It's like, I just don't even ever go there again. And then I knew I wanted to write to corporate or contact corporate or whatever. I was just sickened by the whole thing. Sickened. And then, of course, when he's all upset because now he thought he could just throw his weight around and triumphant in his ability to make me feel insignificant and worthless. And he even said what he said to me. He said to his manager, he didn't back. He's like she does this all the time. You do this all the time. And then when I'm saying to his manager in front of him, I didn't do that, I gave you, no, yeah, in the end you gave it to me only after belittling me, only after humiliating me in front of whoever may have been listening to our whole interchange. Then you deigned to give it to me, but you made sure to point out it's at our discretion, I wanted you're going to send a letter to corporate, you have to get last names. I don't want to go near these people. I can't see his last name if it's on his stupid name tag. I can't see it from a distance. I don't even know if there's last name on it. Regular employees don't put their last name. Managers have to. So if he really is a manager, probably is his last name. But I'm not asking. I did ask a couple people in the store while I was stomping around and crying. And I was just like so upset. And no, nobody knows the name of their manager. Nobody knows this asshole's name. Nobody even knows the regular manager's name, Joe. That's a bunch of bull, but whatever. They're not going to get involved and give me the thing. Then I'm not going to call. I'll call and I'll get him on the phone. Since he's the one running the service desk. Unfortunately for me, none of this would have happened. If it had been someone else wouldn't have treated me this way. Someone else would have seen the receipt saying, oh, so-and-so, she already talked to him about the squash, and, let me know. They wouldn't have given me a hard time. It's him that did it. Again, he was nice to me over the phone when he didn't know who I was. Nice to me over the phone when he didn't know who I was. I'm the low-life scum customer once in a while. Okay? Gets a free item under that store policy. But to him, it's like, I do this all the time. I legitimately get free items that ring up wrong. I didn't make the policy. Your store didn't have to opt into it. No store does. Even though I was led to believe for years it's a law. Here in Massachusetts, it's not a law. It's you opt into it, which small stores would never do.